Lauren Dawson, Broncos player on offense, could you see getting traded? All right, so basically, name a player on the Broncos offense that I could see getting traded. All right, I guess I'm going to go with a receiver here. I'm going to go with DeShawn Hamilton, who he's a pretty solid receiver out of Penn State, drafted in the 5th round, only 26 years old. The biggest issue for him is, he's behind Noah Fant, who's a tight end, also behind KJ Hamler, Cortland Sutton, and they drafted Jerry Jeudy. Hamilton, when he's been given opportunities, has looked pretty solid. And if you're a team out there that's looking for another wide receiver, maybe if somebody goes down or if you're just looking to save some money, I do think Hamilton's a player to keep in mind. All right, let's go to Lauren Dawson, who, just answered Lauren. It's all good here. Appreciate the question, Lauren. If you guys want to get your questions featured on the show, go ahead and use hashtag NFL or Super Chat. Next one's coming in from Drew Forgy. Saw that the Broncos were interested in Sam Darnold. Is this true? Also, who is better, Darnold or Locke? From what I've seen, I don't actually think that they were interested in Sam Darnold. I think that if they're going to go that route, you just stick with Drew Lock, who's a young quarterback. If they were going to bring in somebody, I actually thought it was either going to be like a Deshaun Watson or a little bit of a veteran. But how about this, Chase? And I want everyone to weigh in as well. Who's the better quarterback? If you could start with the team right now, with the Denver Broncos roster, would you rather rock and roll with Drew Lock, or would you go with Sam Darnold, type SD for Sam, or type DL for Drew Lock? Where are you going?
10 times out of 10, I'm going with Sam Darnold.
Oh, my God.
I talk about where a player goes, maybe deciding the fate of his NFL career. If Sam Darnold didn't go to the hapless Jets, if he didn't have an incompetent coach in Adam Gase coaching him, I think Sam Darnold would actually be a really good player right now. Sam Darnold is much better than Drew Lock, and I know Sam Brown, who's a baller producing for us, give him a follow too on Twitter, loves the Denver Broncos. He might be high on Drew Lock. Sam Darnold is the better player. Let's not joke around here.
Man.
And if he gets and links up with a better coach, you're going to see the best come out of Sam Darnold. I guarantee you that. Clip this, save it, and holler at your boy later when I'm right.
Vernon Spades coming in for producer Sam. So, Sam, if you want to turn your mic on, if you want to take this one over, what is the best and worst move for your Broncos? So the voice that y'all are about to hear, it's not me, it's not Chase. It's going to be Sam, who runs our Broncos channel, youtube.com/Broncos TV. I'm going to spin the roulette wheel. Chase, you're going to drink a sip of beer, and we're going to see what happens here. Sam, talk to us.
I won't be too quick about it, or too slow, too long.
Sounds like it.
Nice English, Sam.
Yes, thank you. It's my strong suit. My first language, actually. Sign or draft a cornerback still with CB1 upside. Drink 5 times? Nice. Sign or draft a cornerback with CB1 upside. Draft a linebacker on day 2, ideally, or find one of the top ones left, although I wanted Levante David. That won't happen. And then at that point, you're just making little signings here and there, filling in spots. I don't expect anything too major, unless they trade for Deshaun Watson, which would make my year.
Check out Sam being like Stanford Steve and the Bear. Behind the scenes,
right?
pushing all the buttons and then bringing the heat with the analysis.
I have no idea the reference you
Next
just
level.
made, so I'm just going to nod my head and say,
Stanford
I
Steve
totally
is
agree.
the producer for Scott Van Pelt, and the Bear is on College Game Day. He's kind of like their their betting go-to guy,
I don't watch
but
TV.
Also a producer.
The more and more you'll see
because you're
about
working
me,
so much.
I don't.
Yeah, that's it.
That's true.
All I needed behind me is a board to slap my bets on.
Boom.
All right, let's go to Preston Austin. Will the Broncos draft a running back? It's a good question. Obviously, there's a lot of questions still around Melvin Gordon and his whole DUI situation. If he is found, we'll say, guilty, or if his contract becomes voidable, they can actually get out of his deal and they can save the entire $7 million. Philip Lindsay, he's a free agent, restricted free agent. They can move on and they can go out and potentially draft a running back. I don't know if that's the route they go. And if they do draft one, I think it's a little bit later on. So I want you to go down in the comments right now and let me know, who's your favorite NFL draft prospect? One of the prospects that I love and the more and more I watch is the running back from North Carolina. I like Michael Carter a lot, being a late-round guy. Also, though, I like the other running back that they have, Javonte Williams. He reminds me a lot of Josh Jacobs. And if you could find somebody like Josh Jacobs in the second round, obviously people are going to say, oh, Najee Harris is the number 1 back, Travis Etienne's number 2. Javonte Williams is going to be somebody that I think definitely keep your mind on.
Who should the Broncos trade for or sign? Producer Sam, why don't you mic yourself up here? He runs our Broncos Only channel. How are you feeling about on the with the Broncos now? And throw a dart out there. Who do you want the Broncos to go get?
Man, Deshaun Watson. Duh.
cop-out answer.
Ideal.
No,
Ideal.
I mean, I feel like they're not going to make many more splashes other than their in-house guys. Maybe sign the veteran quarterback still, but they're starting to come off the market. So I'm scared we're going to make some stupid trade for Marcus Mariota or something dumb.
I'll say this: if Raiders cut Mariota, the Broncos should absolutely sign him. Competition for Locke. You can't enter this year and just say you're the guy. I think he has to earn that starting gig. So we'll see what the Broncos do. Appreciate the super.
First question's coming in from Lil Frog. What player in the draft this year do you think will be a bust?
Ooh, this is tough. So usually
Justin Fields.
3 quarterbacks work out in the first round. There are probably going to be 5 quarterbacks taken. So I think Justin Fields has the potential to bust. For a quarterback, it's all about where you go. So one of these quarterbacks, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, they're going to go to a horrific destination like what happened to Sam Darnold going to the New York Jets, and that's going to ruin their career. We see that so often with these quarterbacks. So I think Justin Fields is a good candidate. Maybe one of the offensive linemen potentially too. Sometimes they can just get plagued by injuries.
Wide receivers is also
wide receivers too, because everybody becomes so obsessed with the 40 time. Mitch goes Justin Fields. I think that's a solid option. One of the quarterbacks for me, and I think that 3 work out and 2 of the 5 are actually good who get drafted in the first round.
So which NFL team has the best jerseys? Growing up as a kid, I did actually like the Broncos orange jerseys, I'll be honest with you. But I don't know if they have the best jerseys in the NFL. I know the Chargers absolutely love their jerseys. The Raiders have great jerseys as well. The Saints Color Rush jerseys are phenomenal. I know some people will disagree with me here at Chat Sports. I love the Cowboys star on the shoulder jerseys that they wear on Thanksgiving. I think they're like top notch. Chicago, their orange jerseys, they're pretty fly as well. Miami from John. I got a 49ers from Ethan. Seahawks, they got some pretty sweet jerseys as well. Word is, Broncos could trade for a quarterback. I like Minshew. Should Denver pull the trigger? What do you think? Do you think Denver should pull the trigger on Gardner Minshew?
What's the difference between Drew Lock and Gardner Minshew?
Is
there much of a gap?
I think
mustache, better facial hair.
I think
maybe Drew Lock is a little bit more stylish.
I'm not a fan of Drew Lock, but I think there's a big difference between Drew Lock and Gardner Minshew.
I don't know.
No?
I trade for a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew
I've only
and upgrade
Chase
from
for
Drew
3
Lock.
weeks, but I don't know if I've ever seen him speechless. So bring up Gardner Minshew or Drew Lock, and the dude's absolutely speechless. All right, y'all, if you're trying to smash that, hopefully you're trying to smash that subscribe button. Get your questions on our live mailbag. So you see that button underneath the video that says subscribe? Click that. We're getting close to, 240,000 subs? Maybe not that high, but we're getting close here. We will be the #1 most watched a YouTube channel for NFL free agency. We're also going to be the #1 most watched for the NFL draft. If you like an interactive sports YouTube channel, I promise you right now, Chat Sports, we're the channel for you. Let's go to All Out Broncos, 1858. Do you think the Broncos are planning something big?
Maybe for a quarterback. Hopefully it's not for Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. That'd be amazing. I don't know what John Elway has up his sleeve. I think the biggest issue with Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, they're not over 6'5". I feel like he only likes quarterbacks that are over 6'5". So I don't know what they end up doing, but I don't think they end up making a move for a quarterback.